The cursor blinks, the empty page glaring back at me. As I'm staring at my laptop, I hear children screaming and laughing in the park outside. I grit my teeth and sigh. My fingers hover over the keyboard as I rack my brains at the writer's block that has plagued me for this week's prompt. The irony hits me. If a child was given the same topic to write on, would they struggle? Chances are they wouldn't. They'd interpret the prompt in their own way and stride forward confidently. They wouldn't be worried about right or wrong, grammar or syntax. Kids aren't worried about being creative. They already are. So why is this skill left out in the rain as we get older? As we rise through the ranks of school, we spend an increasing amount of time away from the playground to be locked inside study halls. We watch as younger siblings or neighborhood kids proudly display their kindergarten collages or rehearse lines for a school play. Through this, we subconsciously buy into society's agenda that creativity is just like any other childish pursuit to be left on the doorstep. This is because clearly, creativity sucks. It doesn't pay, it doesn't provide any tangible benefit, and it is selfish. Creativity feels trivial in a world which is so utilitarian. You and I all know someone who has forfeited their creative inclinations to head down the well-trodden path of lawyer, doctor, or engineer, or the Asian three, as I like to call it. We choose the safety net of money, security, and stability over a life wandering in the wilderness of creativity. Which brings us back to the question, why do we not discourage kids from being creative? Why do we not simply shunt kids straight off to school and teach them only the mandatory subjects that will get them into the workforce? We seem to recognize that play and being creative are important to a child's development, so much so that UNICEF has added it to the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child. Article 31 states that state parties recognize the right of the child to rest and leisure, to engage in play and recreational activities appropriate to the age of the child, and to participate freely in cultural life and the arts. An adult, after all, is just a child grown up, so isn't it time that we engage in play and recreational activities appropriate to our age? It seems a waste of talent, skill, and thought to let this notion of play die, and we feel the effects of this. When we find ourselves stuck in our routines, don't we become restless? Don't we feel there's a sleeping giant within us trying to awaken? As Kurt Vonnegut Jr. said, the primary benefit of practicing any art, whether well or badly, is that it enables one's soul to grow. It's the lack of inner growth, or rather, the death of our soul, that is one of life's greatest tragedies. To think that we have failed our childhood self and slayed the sleeping giant. To find that we have joined the ranks of many, many others who have done the same. But what if we can find the middle ground? Society is telling us that our creative time should diminish as we age. But ideally, the amount of hours spent on creativity should look like this. Of course, it's unrealistic to hold ourselves to both standards, so what if we can find a middle ground? The idea is to simply lower the rate of deceleration with which we lose our creativity, to find a line that weaves itself in between the two extremes. Isn't it time, for the sake of our children, or for our childhood self, to start indulging in our curiosities? Can we see where learning that new language or trying that new skill can take us? What if we revisit a passion that we abandoned early on, even if it's just 5 minutes a day, even if it doesn't earn us anything? So many people have extinguished their torch of creative success, become a beacon that harbors light in this encompassing gloom. Even if your flame is small, even if your flame flickers, don't let it go out.